All right, Shalom. For the phones, we're going to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Howard Kodash Barakathum. Give honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim across the globe, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning it is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And that's what Esau has done over his tenure. All right, that's his. It's what is it? It's in his DNA. All right, to work evil, to work wickedness. All right, Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And this man has taken his blessing, which is the sword, right, and the fatness of the earth, and corrupted it. To use violence and injunctions and embargoes and tariffs and taxes and alienation to those lands, to those peoples who he desires to have their resources. Okay, and this is something that has been um, um, a, a a cancer on the earth. Okay, he's used his military. He has used his ideology, his Western philosophy, his Christianity. All right, to um to to further push his movement, which is what a one world rulership, as him being the head of the rulers. Okay, and they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And they'll teach that when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance, man. And that's so true. So when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. He uses the guise of Venezuelan drug runners bombing shipping boats or fishermen boats. Okay, he has painted a picture of Maduro as being a drug dealer, when here in America, is the biggest drug dealers in the world. Okay, I don't know the statistics. All right, but this man has a drug for everything: a drug for a runny nose, a drug for a headache, a drug for wrinkles, a drug for to grow your fingernails. See, this man, okay, has used the premise of uh, of slander, of falsehoods being pushed by a propaganda machine, which is the media, the television, the airwaves, the internet, to garner up a false image, a false narrative of the people he wants to invade, or the people that he wants to take their resources from. Okay, he's gonna redefine prayer. You're gonna find a loophole. Okay, in his laws, in his constitution, and whatever he writes down, you're gonna find a loophole to get around it, to get what he wants. Okay, so when you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence, man. Right, man. You don't pay your taxes, although you didn't pay for this house and property 30, 40, 50 years. You miss a payment or two on your taxes, you come in and you take it. Same thing with the cars and property. All right, this man is a vulture, you see? And that's what he does when he takes it by violence. He goes and invades these lands, All right, Egypt with Gaddafi and these other world leaders of past who he has tried to paint as evil and demonic and wicked men. Where you're the actual wicked, demonic, and evil man. You see, and you use your military might, your teeth, to go and execute the tyranny of your ideas. And so you take about fraud and violence. You said you cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. See, Venezuela does not belong to you. Further all, the whole earth is the Lord's and everything therein. But the Lord has given everybody a portion. Let's get this real quick. So to remove landmarks. To get their landmarks. Job 24. Right, this is Job 24:1. Why seeing times? Why? Seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty. Do they that know him not see his days? Summer rules thy landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. And this is what another thing that Esau does, man. He moves landmarks, he removes borders. All right, he blurs the line, okay, of these other nations. He comes in and invades and sets up garrisons and claims territories. All right, claims the resources of that land for himself. And the people there are left in subjection. They're left in turmoil. They're left in a state of mind that what can they do but surrender and give up because of the military presence and the might of Esau Edom and his war machine. Verse 3. I think I might have been it on that. Let's get I want to get Revelation 13 and 4. Get to the point for sake of time. Revelation 13 and 3. And I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death, and the deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Right, man. That's the reinvention of the Roman Empire, which is America. Okay, this man is fulfilling his lot that he had as the Romans. Okay, and the world is marveling at the beast because of his authority, because of his power. All right, that Yahweh Shai has given him. See, what he doesn't know, he doesn't realize that the Lord has given his power, and the Lord gonna be the one to take it away. Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who was like unto the beast, who was able to make war with him, man. And we know through the history of America, through Esau Edom, that he is they're very capable of using weapons of mass destruction in which he's the only one in history that has used weapons of mass destruction upon those who refused to lay down and bow down to his governor, his governancy. That's a word. You know, the atomic bombs. He's using these drone attacks, these microwave machines. Look up um uh 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 the Panamanian. I forgot what he called it. Where in Panama he had used a laser beams, man. All right. So this man is able to to make the world in fear of coming up against him. All right, and he uses NATO, uses the UN, okay, as a as another power source that he has, okay, to inflict his will upon those lands who he covets, man. Guns, oil, and drugs are Esau's gods, man. Okay, and the track record has shown that whoever opposes him is going to meet the wrath of the American army, man. All right. Jeremiah 50 and 23. How the hammer the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And he used the hammer the earth. He goes around nailing everything that's sticking out. You know, he's one of those guys that you can't he's Debo, you gotta tuck your chain in, man. All right. He's going around taking resources and minerals and uh, land from those who he feels that he can take it from. Okay? And it's not going to stop until Yahweh Shemiah Shai returns, man. Verse 24, I've laid a snare for thee, thou art also taken, O Babylon. Thou art not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou art striven against the Lord. You know, and that's what you're fighting against. The Lord has put you in a trick bag, and what you're thinking that you're doing something to establish a kingdom forever. Well, that's your pride, because the only kingdom that's going to be established forever is the kingdom and the reign of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and the tribes, which are the Native Americans, Latinos, and the Negroes, in the kingdom, which is going to be here on earth. You see? And this is the reality of the prophecy of Esau Edom, man. That you're going to be brought low and be desolate. All right? They're going to never look upon you, man. Now, if I just get this. I should keep on reading. Revelation 13 and 13. And he doth doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. You know, that fire are these bombs. If you look at these things they call the Hellfire missiles, man, that they're shooting over there in Venezuela, man. They call heat-seeking missiles. See, all these things that Esau has in his arsenal are very destructive. You see, and because he's able to do these things, He could force the world into subjection with the threat of his military might. Okay? And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by these means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, man. That image is going to be, all right, the MOTB, all right, which is something that is going to be um something that's going to be instituted here very shortly, man. Okay, it starts with the invasion, occupation of these lands, man. All right, let's get this. Isaiah 14 and 16. Get to the point. So they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms? You know, because this is going to be the end result, the end prophecy of Esau Edom, that you're going to be brought down low. Despite your military conquest, despite your um uh uh um uh uh uh, uh visions of grandeur, all right, your visions of white supremacy, you're gonna get brought down low. Because the only one that can make war with the beast is Yahweh Bashmi al-Shai when it comes with those angels. You see? It says that made the world as a wilderness and destroy the cities thereof, that open not the house of his prisoners, man. All right, and you have spread yourself like a green bay tree, man. You have oppressed the nations, particularly the tribes, the Israelites. You never let us go. You destroyed their lands. You have destroyed heritages. Okay, you try to destroy nationalities by cutting us off from being a nation. Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is coming back to take what's rightfully his. Okay? And this is the result of your greed, of your haughtiness, of your pride, of your wickedness and destruction, is the taking down of the kingdom and the rulership of you damn devils, man. All right, so with that, I'm going to say shalom.